Well, welcome to Real People, Real Issues on the Ground. And I'm Andrew Chiamagero coming to you live, of course, from our gardens. And today we're going to discuss something Ugandans have not taken time to actually think about. The agreements, the contracts, the MOUs we have in the country. And do we actually understand them? It so happens that if you're going to be engaged in any business, in any business deal, you should have a working paperwork that has to bind you and the other parties to make business run. And today on set, I have a couple of people here, and I will start with this side. I have Bushington, the producer. He's one of the best producers this country has produced, and he has produced a couple of songs, albums, and all that. And he has actually, it takes a big project in Africa, which I won't mention here, but it's a big one. And why is he on this desk today? We are trying to look at entertainment as an industry that is booming. Everyone wants to be a musician, but do they know the legalities that are involved, the contractual work? I have Aguti Evelyn here, who is an office lady. She works in offices, and she represents those ones actually who wake up in the morning, they go to offices, they sit, they talk to bosses, they go home. But do they know what they signed to? And I have Hope Sunday here, who is a phenomenal lady when it comes to events organizing. That is Emikolo Nembaga, that is Kwanjula, what and what. And these are service providers we need on a daily. And I have Unique. This one is another artist manager. Time and again, he has battled with managers. I've actually even read in papers, you and an artist. And I have, of course, Andrew Omuntuwa once. This one is going to Jangu Chichingot here. And I have Andrew here on site, who is equally a Ugandan whose deals go like Oyitawo Mpitawo. You're having a conversation today, and it's entirely about contracts. I will start with Hope. Let's talk about contracts. Hope, in your line of business, while you're in your business of Emikolo Nembaga, let me say you're going to decorate for someone big, like you had the last weekend. Do you get in agreement with this, or do you sign some documents? Do you write some paperwork with them?
Thank you, Andrew. Always in my business, before I even get your money or get your deposit or something, I have to make sure you might not be having your contract, but I have to make sure you read my terms and conditions. It has to be my contract. Most people complain, it's your contract, it favors you, but this is my company. Because I know people change every day of their lives. They wake up in the morning and tell me, I told you this, but when we agree about something, then I wake up in the morning, I draw a contract for you. Before you give me your first money, you have to sign the contract. We agree.
My producer says you stand up. He wants to see you Bolonje. Producer, this is Yenembera Jetulimu Wanolero. Okay. Yeah. Now that you've highlighted all this, you have your terms.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think you've made your terms because you think their terms won't be as fair to you?
No. I have my terms as my company. There are people I meet and they say your terms favor you, so we need to do this, we need to do this. What I always tell them is draw your own contract. Because you have your terms, different clients have different terms. Someone tells me, I need you to arrive the day before, another one, I want you to come in the morning, so they are different. I can't think for every client I get every day.
Okay.
So what I do, I tell you, draw your contract. I agree to it also, as you agree to mine. We just come to terms and conditions. Because people don't know contracts. Someone wants to sign a contract before you even know how many people they have or anything. It is so unfair.
But there is a notion that Ugandans don't read contracts. They just come, even when we are online, they say to subscribe to this, just go down, you tick the terms and conditions and say accept. Do the clients you've worked with, do they take time to read what you've actually given them?
The truth is, many clients, 80%, they actually don't read. They just want to sign. They want to know the amount of money you're requesting. If they are comfortable with it, they just want to sign. Wow. But there are actually those who are very serious. They want to read. They want to say, I will sign after maybe 2 days. I have to get to my lawyer to read it and then sign it. Of course, it's inconveniencing, but that's their rights. Okay. You get it, yeah.
There you go. That is Hope Sunday. She's in the business of events. Weddings, graduations, and she handles mostly decoration and stuff. So she knows the Ugandan today who are day-to-day involved in weddings. Every weekend, like you're busy, right? Yeah, and that means in a week, how many contracts do you sign? Or are there those ones who just say, I trust you?
Well, yeah, there are actually people who don't sign contracts because in my business, someone calls me on phone and tells me this and this, and some people are outside countries. They don't have someone to represent them or something. I just have to say, you know what, it's okay. Let's just...
I got you. Well, there you have it. That is hope. Now let's talk to producer Bushington Owamanyi. Say what we mean. Producer well, we are trying to look at this. Bushington, you're in the entertainment business. You've produced some of the best albums in the country. You made us realize that Radio was a great artist, by the way, courtesy of you. Let's talk about contracts. Do artists know contracts? Do they know when they get these big deals? Do they know contracts?
Well, morning, whoever is watching NTV, I won't say they know, and I wouldn't say they don't know. Some do know, some don't know. Some really comply with and respect the contracts they sign. Some don't respect.
Okay.
The nature of our culture is like that. Like they say, you want to hide something from an African, put it in writing. So the way people understand contracts in our society is like, you're tying me down, you're putting me in a cell or something. A contract is just an understanding of modes of operation. This is what I want you to do, do this. And why people do contract is because of the character of humanity. People change. We agree to something, but because of something, you change. And
to my benefit.
Yeah. So artists really are after what is at stake. What am I getting?
Now, right there, in 2010, there was an agreement between your artists, Radio and Weasel then, and it was with a telecom company. They signed a very good contract. It was hefty sums of money. And along the way, another telecom brought a big artist. It was a big wave in town. Your artists went and performed the other side. How deep did this breach affect you?
No, it was not my artist, because I wouldn't take that. It was another artist.
But you saw the effect here.
Yeah, I know. It was another artist who I won't mention on TV. I think it was Africell that time, I don't know. It was Zayn and some, So it was another artist. I know the story. The artist was endorsed to be an ambassador of that telecom company. So the competitor company brought in an artist, an international artist. So this artist, who is big enough, felt they should be on the same stage with this artist.
Yes.
So they performed on both stages. They performed, it was in ballet and cricket over.
How did that feel to you when you heard he's on this stage?
Yo, it's heartbreaking, even if it were me and maybe I was the boss of the telecom company and I've just given you my money, I've just given you my brand value, I would feel bad. The thing is, artists are so ignorant about the law. Like they don't know the worth of the law.
Do you as managers of artists and brands, do you take time to take them through the contracts? Like in case you've gotten a deal with a big brand, do you take time and you tell them, look here, you have this deal of NTV, it requires A, B, C, D, E, or you finish everything, you just say, I got your back.
Many, the artists I represent, I do take time. I respect, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a businessman, but I know the worth of a contract, because I've ever faced
the consequences
of breaching a contract. So I know. The thing is, it depends also on the contract. Some contracts, the weight of the contract matters. If there is these clauses that really are strong, maybe they will threaten this other party that if you really don't go by the terms of agreement, this is going to happen. But some contracts are lenient. Okay, if you do this, you'll go away. I also won't work with you. Let me tell you, like for example, some companies are too big to fight with an artist. Let's say like that same telecom. Even recently, there's another company that had an issue with an artist. So it's like, if they hear, let's say, MTN fighting with me, somehow MTN loses it. Their equity is stronger than mine. So like, they wouldn't really go into that fight. They would just say, oh, let it go. That's why these days, it's the reason why you don't see companies endorsing artists anymore. They just say, okay, let's leave. But the thing is, artists are ignorant about the law. If I tell you you're going to agree like this and I do this, because I know I'm so and so, the law is not strong. I mean, no one is above the law.
So do the artists feel like they are big brands, like they can bully anyone around the industry regardless of the deals you sign with them?
I say they think so, but which is wrong. It's a wrong mentality. No one is above the law.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the thing is, a contract is a contract. It's an understanding. If we agree, it's up to you to say, no, this favors me, this doesn't favor me. And the thing is, artists really look at where they're benefiting. They don't really look at where the other party is benefiting.
Okay.
Usually, the other party's benefits are not really...
it's numbers.
Yeah, it's not numbers. So, like... that's where they look. I want to sign this contract. We're giving you 10,000 USD or 50 million. Give me the money. So they don't even take. Artists don't have lawyers.
Wow.
They don't have lawyers to go through this.
Well, there you have it. That comes from Bushington, one of the best producers in the country. He has handled a couple of entertainers in the industry, and he feels sad that some of them don't respect this. Bushington, you're going to get back to you. You're still right. Let me talk to you, Aguti. Evelyn, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How was your night?
Good.
You look good.
Thank you.
You office people, do you know the contracts you sign?
Some.
Have you read your contracts when you're given a job? Have you taken time to read your contract? Have you gone to a legal friend and you're like, but may I have a friend? She's called Cassandra. You give me a contract, I give her to read. Do you have that kind of friend?
Some do, some don't. And sometimes you don't read the contract. Others, because of the rate at which we're looking for jobs and people are very desperate, the first thing I run to is how much are they giving me?
Figures.
Direct. You don't read the conditions. I've ever signed a contract without reading conditions. By the time I realized I'd already signed it, I didn't have sick leave, there was no maternity leave on the form. But because I was rushing for the money, I had to sign immediately. So other people read, other people have legal lawyers, others don't have lawyers, others misunderstand between an agreement then a contract.
All right. Now, from what I'm picking from you, it's the state of desperation from the job seekers that you don't have the time to read through the contract and all.
You stayed home for long, Andrew. You finished. You know you have your degree, you have your diploma, you have your everything. But because you've stayed home for long, there are no jobs, you even reach an extent of saying, oh, I go to the street and say, chipsy. You get that time. So by the time you call me, Andrew, and tell me, hello, NTV is giving you a job, the first thing I look at, Bagaba Maker, how much are they giving me? If they're giving me, let's say, 2 million. You forget about the other things, then you rush for the 2 million.
And then when you read the terms and conditions,
they affect you at the end of the day.
All right. Do you have there is a notion, or is that the contracts that are actually signed that are always benefiting the bosses in offices? Now, you as an office lady, do you feel this notion is right?
Sometimes it's right. Yeah, it favors the bosses.
Why?
It has a lot of conditions. So, either you're sick or your mother has died, you first report, then you go. So we need to understand. Give me your contract. Let me tell you that, you know what, boss, if we can adjust, let's do it. If we can't, then
you see, I'm talking to you as someone who has other like 10 people waiting for your position. Do you feel the bosses don't give you room for negotiating in these contracts because they feel even if you go, I mean, there are thousands who can take up your position?
There may be thousands, but they may not be as perfect as I would be if I was in that position. So we have to understand each other. And we're being nice. We have to understand each other.
Okay,
yes.
I get it. Well, Evelyn here says that in offices, guys in offices, they rarely read the contracts, and it's something really very dubious. Oh, let me talk to Andrew. Andrew jangwana tunyumye muko. Katono ye muntu wange wawansi chechiriwo. Olikiria. Diru webanga nzize. Nenkugamba nti waliwo diru etambula. Tugenda kutambuza tata busy. Tuzitwala Masaka amagenda n'amada Justin njagala ozigobereyo kakasente mali etuuka bulungi. Emitwalo 5 oyita.
Nsooka netegeeza oba naayita bwebanga ndaba kigenda kuyita nga weetaagamu ebintu ebimu ebyetaasa okubeeramu nga ngamba tutuule ku mmeeza twogere ku kasente akagenda mu maaso kubanga abantu baffe bawansi tebategeera contract ki egyaba agenda kusayininga amala genda nasayininga kubanga abatama ki ekigenda kudda mu maaso atuuka bali mu maaso ate nga badda yeetaaga okukola ki akasente kweyongeramu ati neyeekyanga ate nga bamazidde okusayininga mu mpapula
twogereko mu mbeera nga nze nkuwadde ddiiru nze Brad nze nkuwadde ddiiru nenkugamba ande njagala ogoberera emmotoka zino zigenda Masaka njagala emaali yange etuuke bulungi nga just nkuwadde ekigambo bugambo kwegamba enkolagana eno ebeerawo ey'ekigambo obugambo ekola bweba ekola etya
tesobola kukola kubanga osobola okuneefuulira kubanga n'obanga oli mukwano gwange osobola kwesiga 100%.
kati okwewala nze okwefuulira okola otya
tuba tulina okukola agreement nintegeera ogenda kumpa bwezi timperekere emaali yetuuke bulungi mu mikono mituufu.
Kati tuba tukola ndagaano si kyo? Agolaiko oyimanyi zino endagaano z'ab'e Kampala ntunze naye ng'akwadde akakadde kamu.
Endagaano bwe ngenda kusayininga ku ndagaano tulina okugiteeka mu ki? Mu buwandiike naye nga tuwandiise mu bigambo si mu nnyukuta. Tuyinza okuwandiika wali mu nnyukuta wali ate n'otuusaamu wali n'ogyako kaziro kamu nsanga nga nkolidde bwereere.
There you have it. Andrew here is my muntu wa wansi. He's a barber for starters. And for him he says when it comes to oral agreements, yes, we could agree about a particular deal, but it's imperative you write at least a small note down which you can actually revert to in case you try to change. Chakabinyo blood. Unique w'amaanyi. Chechiro blood. Twogere ku bintu by'abayimbi bino kati gwe nga promoter w'amaanyi mu Kampala n'emirirwano. Mubeera n'ebivvulu bingi eyo simanyi wa bule ku bizinga wa. Diiru zino zijja zitya?
Diiru zino ekisooka kya byonna bizinesi yonna gy'olina okuba ng'okola olina okussaamu ekitabo. Bw'oba tolina kitabo funa akutegeerera.
Unique has a very good unique answer. If you didn't go to school but you're in the business, please get someone who is learned enough to understand the business languages. Okay, kati awo ngenda nkutegeera.
Kati awo nze ng'omutegesi nina contract ezange kubanga mbamanyi beekyanga nkuyita ne nkugamba waayi tugenda kukola wano na wano na wano tukoze tutya wokkiriza ne nkugamba yitamuko muno. Many of them do not want to go through contracts.
Olowooza kiva ku ky'abantu kuba nti tebagala kuzisoma zino?
Like Bushington said, abantu bannayuganda ba Africans we do not want to read.
Taata gw'oli muzungu.
Tulina okukyessaamu okulaba nga tuyitawo because oftentimes we've lost out on big businesses because of not understanding the conditions.
And how best do you think this culture can be cultivated from the household levels?
It all comes back to the two parties. You need to agree on the terms before engaging into business. Gwoba omanyi ngenda kufiirwa ono ayinza okunvaako, get that person to writing, sign here. Nange mba manyi ojja kunneefuulira, sign here. Nga tugenda mu maaso. Mbu ebiseera ebisinga people think contracts ziba bindinga okukola ebintu ebirala. It is because they do not understand. Naye singa oli agetting oku understandinga kiba okay.
All right. Now that we have had a breakdown of the contracts, I have actually understood there is a difference between an agreement and a contract.
Yes.
A contract has issues. It has punishables at the end of the day.
Yes.
An agreement, you breach it, tofuna tolina wofunira wadde.
Kigwerawo.
Njagala ogezeko okukitangaza, like you as a promoter, how best can this be synced? When do we know that you're into an agreement, and when do we know we are having just a contract?
Yeah, from my line of business, it's singa tukola nnyo agreements. Yeah.
Agreements signing wano.
Signing wano.
Kutemedde.
Nkuwadde mpa receipt yange.
Okay.
Awo nga tugenda mu maaso.
There you have it. That is a Unique, the big man. Bushington. Unique, I liked that. If you didn't go to school, if you're not educated enough, get a learned person to explain this. Bushington, now that you have looked around the contracts and in the entertainment business, you are in the entertainment business. Fast forward. I want you to give me the difference between a contract, you deal with international artists, and an agreement. Do artists here just get contracts for big companies and the rest of the gigs when mu company with agreement inja kuyita waawo?
No, kisinziira terms and conditions and what is at stake, what is in exchange, the values in exchange. Contract is more detailed. Mulimu binding rules, mulimu like contract. What I believe, a contract has to favor both parties. Nina kyenkwagalako nawe ina kyonjagalako. kati gosanyusa otya nange nsanyusa ntya. A contract is more detailed. Kwegamba looking at all aspects. Okitegeera nature, your value, my value, our working terms and conditions, operations, chiche tulina okukola ne kye tulina kukola ki. A contract is more detailed.
Yeah.
Well, an agreement is like a mini contract, but an agreement may not be detailed. Eyinza okubeera plain. Ninkugamba Andrew, just tuwandike wansi nti wanguzizza okulaga. I would say an agreement is more like a receipt. Okitegeera, it's more like a receipt.
Awo wenyini woyogedde ku agreement. Ennaku zino mu Kampala we have attendance. Like we have loan. The brokers who give us loans. Mwebaliwo mu kibuga. They tell you need 10 million. Nagamba, okay, you're going to have, what is your collateral? Nolete motoka yo. Mu kiwandiiko ekyo kigamba nze Andrew Kyamagero ntunze. Ompulira bulungi. Is that an agreement? Is it a contract? Because the man knows this.
Kati nkiva nkugambye nti it's more like a receipt. Nga bw'ojja n'onguza ekintu ne tugamba bought by Andrew Kyamagero. Just luzungu oba lulimi lwe lukiwuka. Era ne mu Luganda era we nakiza mu Luganda ojja ntunze oba onguzizza okitegeera. But a contract is more detailed. Okitegeera mulimu obuwayiro bungi. Tutunuulira side zonna. Nze bw'onkola kino ki ekibaawo bannange tubenna tubeere wano because a contract is an understanding between both parties. An agreement may be one-sided. Gw'olina kyonguzza toyina kyoyagala kufuna back. Okitegeera. Nyinza okuba nga nze nkugaba bitwale essimu yange eyo gitwale. Ne tugamba naye sinzibe tuwandike wano. Bwe bankwata nga ndaga nti usually those kinds of agreements are with people who are not formal. Abantu abatali kwegamba kyamangu sina receipt sina biwandiiko ebyange byakagwirawo nkuwe tuwandika wano wansi. Olaba those money lenders ababa bagaba sente bagawandika wansi. Olusi baba bakola ne mu bukyamu okitegeera nga manyi bwe tunaakola endagaano tugenda mu kooti kooti ejja kunga naye okkirizibwa okite mulimu obuwayiro obumukwata. But with a contract it is more detailed. Amateeka mangi. That's why nakugambye nti it's more law. Mateeka gachi. I know contracts are under constitutional laws. If a contract is not under an article of the Constitution, then it's not a valid contract.
There you have it. That comes up from Bushington. Hope, let's have a conversation here a little bit. We've had weddings, and time and again we've had people who come for, they say the wedding is on Saturday. I expected the decorator to be here in time, the sound to be here, the tents to be here in time, Tanna Tuka and all that. You've experienced this in the fast lane. How best do you think this can be addressed, and what causes it? What is wrong with you people who are in the decoration business or the events business?
Well, I would say there's nothing wrong with us because we're just human. You get it. Every person, Andrew, you can reach work. You can be here. You say you want you to work at 8. You reach at 9, but not because you do want to go to work. You get it because circumstances and everything. But what we do, I think communication is the best part of all this.
Okay.
When I have a client, yes, we have contracts, but contracts can be bleached sometimes. You get it. We agreed I'm supposed to be at your venue at 8 in the morning. Okay. Your people don't know because they do contracts according to what they want. But when you're dealing with Serena Hotel, you can be like, a decorator has to be here at 8. Yeah. Serena Hotel has breakfast at 8. They tell you have to hold on and do something as we finish our breakfast. You get it. But another client will not, because for them they are under pressure. You get it. What I will do is call the person. Be like, you know what, we agreed on this, but I am actually here. But we can't set it up because this is what is happening. You know, some clients get off. You get it. At one time I got a client, she had a function. It was an introduction. I told her I don't supply tents or chairs. So I told her I only do decor, but I can help you get a provider who can do that for you. So she told me, okay. I called the person, said, I need tents, I need wash. She's like, fine. So she called me the day she was supposed to deliver. I was like, Hope, njakuita we chiro. Because, you know, I have to supply. But the function was the next day. It wasn't late. But me, because I understand my business and how we do things, I was like, night is okay because it's introduction. I'll go early in the morning. So even if you put tents at night, because some people, when they say, I'm going to do it at night, they're going to do it at night.
The client is under pressure.
But the client was abusing me. Hope you can't tell me all that stuff. What can they give me? Let them refund my money and everything. And I was like, what kind of nonsense is this?
There you have it. Hope is in the tukakane bananga. Sigarenga tulibakakam. Well, Mala, there you have it, and every viewer out there. When it comes to the events business, that is weddings and graduations, Hope says the pressure is intense. It's actually upbeat, up there, because some clients don't understand the nitty-gritty of their kind of business. And Bushington here actually makes it much more clear. Contracts are much more detailed, whereas agreements are a little, you know, it's more like a gentleman's agreement. And Aguti Evelyn here just made it clear. People in offices, because of the current state of unemployment, they don't take time to read. It's desperation at work.
Correct,
and
Andrew.
of course, the promoter of events who happens to be unique say that it's agreement.
Yeah.
Or Yitawo Pitawo, that's the deal. And Andrew, the barber, says it's entirely about agreement as well.
Andrew Chamagero, I totally hear you, and Hope is she's so mad about that experience that she had with the client with regards to the Kwanjula. Was it a Kwanjula? And an event that she had to handle. In studio, Andrew, I have a lawyer, Simon Senyonga, and during your conversation, he's picked out some of the misconceptions about what your guests have actually said with regards to agreements and contracts. Simon, in a nutshell.
All right, just 3 points that I pick out. The distinction between an agreement and a contract.
Yes.
Number 2, what happens when a contract has been breached, because that's one of the other concerns. Then the final one that I noted is how to deal with illiterate people, because most of the contracts, illiterate person, those who may not be educated in the law, or those who are ignorant of the law.
Thank you so much. So after this short break, we'll be coming back with all that information. What do you need to know about contracts? What are the misconceptions that you have been having that are not necessarily correct or enforceable by the law? We'll be right back after this short break.